vills. He's so far at an eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian
enough
is running out.
though. Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, truck being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by
Oh my
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off Rust. Yes, he has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is not as micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little
defensive?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some Warriors are mixing. The Atoans doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelets.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelets a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Maybe should be able to swing this water fight. It's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline, what a god.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, the micro was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
He's gonna need to take trades here, and he's taking really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get on the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 vills. He's so far at an eco. Put some vills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though? I think
There's not
Julian
enough
is running out.
though. Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, truck being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by the
Oh my
goodness.
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got his
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dino. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's going to have to sack off Rust. Yes, he has to come in melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's going to try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he going to be taking? This is not as micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a
enough
little
to prevent it?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some Warriors are mixing. The Atotan's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's a plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes
coming in now
on the
with
Strelitz.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are going to go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from their raid. Nah, that's GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's going to be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are going to come out alive.
Hades should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, this is so. The micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have a chance to snipe him? Look at the ship is at 62 HP.
Oh! Frontline with the god.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, Michael, it was insane, and that's GG. Wow, those galleys have such low HP.
Hello everyone. Hello. How are you doing? How are you doing, Gigs?
Doing good, mate. Excited for another good series. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Two good players. What about you?
Yeah, excited for the series Warsword versus Minimoult. The game have been played 2 days ago. We are gonna watch some replays today, guys. And then we have a second series that is gonna be live in approximately 2 hours, in theory. So yeah, we're gonna start with a USA mirror on the map, Balkan Mountains. So not a lot to say. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. That's all I'm gonna say. It's sunny out there. I don't know about you, Gigs, but really sunny, really hot in France right now. That's why I'm wearing my best T-shirt and not a shirt or anything. You know, like it's casual out there. You know.
Yeah, and it's same. Especially like 30 degrees out there, so.
Oh damn. Yeah, same.
T-shirt, shorts, pretty good. Pretty comfy.
But yeah, guys, time to go in. Let's not waste any time. Let's just dive. Sorry. Let's just dive into the games. We are gonna start with a USA mirror, very likely, let's say, on Balkan Mountains, and we are gonna explain why after we dive into the game. Let's go right now. And ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Sorry for that little production issue that I did right there. Here we go for the first game of that series between Warsword in the blue on the south side of the map and Minimoult. We're gonna play in the red in the north side of the map. Both of them are playing the United States of America. Both of them are gonna start with ATP and Gigs. I want to ask you, why the hell are people playing America, USA on this map? Where is it?
Well, because Chinese immigrant is pretty strong and the natives are fixed and pretty strong as well. So that is two good reasons to go USA. You get a safe stagecoach line. Even if you don't stagecoach it, you get 2 safe trading posts anyway. Yeah, I mean, just good nets, free trading posts. Highlander starts strat being really popular at the moment.
And we have
So yeah,
oh wait,
no surprise there. Chinese immigrants for both.
it is almost the exact same deck. Minimoult with one more card in H3. I'm gonna try to figure out which one it is. It is not the skirmisher card. Which one is it? There is one more card, 1000 wood right there, and there is on top of that the Russian America Company on the side of Minimoult, while there is no 1000 wood here on the side of Warsword. Warsword though, he has a bit more when it comes to H2, and the bit more in is this card right there, State Militia. So one State Militia more on the side of Warsword for H2, more basically eco options for Minimoult in H3. I always like the 1000 wood as America because they have a very reliable way to get multiple TCs, so I really like that. And we can see Warsword going very aggressive here on the right side for the house of Fana, while Minimoult is going on the left side for the house of Augsburg. To be fair, if I had to choose, I will go for double house of Augsburg as soon as I can, because you have access to the beautiful, the almighty Magyarország, which are absolutely insane. Sure, the Great Revolution is good, but Magyarország plus Highlander is it's a beast of an opener. To be fair, so if I were one of those players, yeah, there you go. You can see Minimoult is rushing the left side of the map, which I really like, while Warsword is going on the right side of the map for the house of Fana. I don't know if the map is always symmetrical like this, and by that I mean that if an house is spawning on the left side, it's gonna spawn on the left side for both players. I don't know if that's the case. If that's the case, that's really something you should look at for. Warsword is going to go for a 1320, while Minimoult, he went for a 1010, so he's going to be a lot faster to edge up, and I like this. He doesn't have any bank or any capitalism. It's going to be a very aggressive timing right there, which once again I really like. While here we might see the Dutch immigrant coming, a more greedy approach from Warsword. We're gonna see. My favorite approach is the 1010, a lot easier to execute. Plus, I think it synergizes better with your shipment curve, in my opinion. But we will see. We'll see how it goes. And here we see military wagon. That's going to be a stable. 200 wood have been chopped for a saloon right there. He's going to send Philadelphia Convention. Very likely he's going to send Arkansas Post just after. And after that, we are going to see Scottish Immigrant in the end. Usually that's how it goes. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, slight deviations in the build orders from both players. We had Minimoult going for the 1010 into Advanced Saloon, and Warsword went for more traditional 1320, I believe.
Yeah.
Is he sending a... No, he's not sending a bank. Did he send capitalism in transition?
No, he doesn't have capitalism in deck, so this is going to be really slow bar Warsword, and that's why I really like the 1010 with that strategy. We can see here now Arkansas Post is gonna come. That's gonna be one more meeting house and 2 more saloon from Arkansas Post, which is gonna make sure he will be able to send a full Scottish immigrant right there, or at least a very good Scottish immigrant. And on top of that, he's gonna gather. Here we can see some food, some coin in order to train Samasa or to get his Minutemen. So very solid build right there, and he's gonna be super early compared to his opponent right there for the revolt. We can already hear the first Magyarország is hitting the deck right there. It's gonna try to put some pressure into his opponent base, and I really like all the micro decision right now at this point from Minimoult. Really think it makes a ton of sense. Militiamen are being called. They are not gonna be able to kill that Magyarország. That Magyarország is way too tanky. So it forced already the Minutemen right there, which means that we are going to see less SRs on the side of Warsword. You can see no SR in queue, while Minimoult, he managed to get a few SRs right there. So he will be able to secure the City Tower, which is going to be able to act as a shipment point for the Scottish immigrants. So I really like that line of play at the moment for Minimoult.
Yeah. If you have a second in between fights or something, could you raise my mic a little bit? Apparently, I'm a bit lower than you.
Okay. Yeah, I am fixing that right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, agreed with what you said. Forcing Minutemen is already good, and getting the forward shipment points with the tower is also pretty good. I'm not sure why he's fighting the Minutemen though. Feels like it's giving them extra value, but yeah, I guess he just wants to keep his tower for as long as possible because he's shipping Highlanders from there. Problem with this early batch of Cav is that he doesn't exactly get the greatest follow-up right now. I mean, he's got nothing else in queue, so he's gonna get his Highlanders, sure, but he's got nothing to snare, basically. He's got 2 low HP hostiles with him.
Indeed, the
I'm
Magyar
pretty sure
Assad
Warsword
is gonna
just
come.
clicked Highlanders himself by now.
Let's see. Warsword, he has the Highlander in queue, he also has the SR, and he has the Greek Revolution right there. So it looks like our boy right there, Warsword, has a lot of options in order to counter, but he will need those Scottish immigrants very, very soon before all of these SRs go down. Are they gonna go down too early, let's say? Here we can see Scottish immigrant coming, gonna hit the deck. It's gonna be Scottish immigrant on Scottish immigrant action. And for now, it's going very equal, slight advantage on the side of Warsword because of the defender advantage. But the Minutemen finally coming in, they are gonna support their Islanders. Who is gonna win that fight? It looks like it's in minimal favor at that point, slightly. Oh, it's extremely close actually. The revive on the Explorer, which takes a lot of damage from the opponent Islander, might make a difference, but the militiamen and the reinforcing batch of SRs, damn, it's so damn close. All of the Islanders are gonna go down, and in the end, Minimoult, he has slightly more, especially with the Minutemen. However, Minutemen, very low damage against Villager. There is no Islander left on the map, so basically an SR and those Minutemen. We can see the state militia are gonna pop. That's the extra card on the side of Warsword. Plus, maybe a bit late, but the Greek Revolution is gonna make sure that this is gonna get cleaned. The question is, Minimoult, what is he doing behind this? We can see he's sending 700 coin. Is he gonna spend it? Because at that point, big miss micro on the side of Minimoult. Not gonna allow him to be as aggressive as he would like to. We can see here he's going for mounted infantry. Once again, he called the Magyar Hussar right there, but at this point it's gonna be a stalemate. And I have to say, a lot more mass right now on the side of Warsword, thanks to those state militia.
Yeah, I think like overall I'd take that trade as Warsword because he went a little bit more greedy overall and didn't take much damage besides the idle time and just traded about even. And yeah, but I mean, as you mentioned, Minimoult is just flooding more than 1,000 coin right now. So yeah, a bit miss macroed. Looks like he's staying H2 though. So eventually he will spend his resources.
It's crazy to me. Finally, he's putting everyone on food here. Because yeah, it's driving me so crazy that he hasn't corrected this earlier. With better micro, that could have been like 2 to 3 more SRs in that fight here, and it could have killed a lot more villager, which wasn't the case here. We can see another reinforcing batch of SR is gonna go for a raid right there, going for a lot of cav. On the side of Minimoult, he also called the native treaty card. Maybe a bit late for that. We are gonna see that raid. How much damage can that raid do? That's gonna be the big question right here. We can see already the trading post being secured thanks to the Chinese immigrants. A very high octane game. I have to say we have Minimoult is he committing into an H3? No, he's not. He has been training some units as we can see, so he's not gonna go into an H3. Minimoult that is. Here, one might see 1 or 2 vills going down. 1 vill going down for sure, not 2. The reinforcing batch of SRs here is going to make quick work of those SRs if they try to commit. Careful here. That's going to be a second villager going down. Nicely played. And here we have the infantry coming in. That's a big batch of infantry. Third villager going down. Not the fourth. All of the SRs are going to go down as well. 2 SRs going down for 2, 3 SR, the 4th one is super low HP. Where is the red mass? It's here, it's way too slow at that point. Careful the Warsword, defender advantage is a thing in that game, especially for USA. Doesn't have a lot of big buttons available, but I think that mass is going to be enough to clean everything.
Not so sure. I mean, imagine if he wasn't flooding like 1,500 res right now. It would be much easier for him to clean that up, but I think he's going to trade about even. To think about like he lost like 3 views and his facades as well. Sure, he's gonna clean the infantry mass, but infantry mass being like 8 state militia and a 3 big button, so I don't think you mind too much if you're Warsword.
I have to agree. The big thing though, one thing for sure is that those mounted infantry are very, very underrated when it comes to their fighting ability, especially against infantry. They're absolutely insane, guys. So yeah, add them against any infantry faction. They are extremely good. We can see here the Seminole archers coming in. They are not going to be very good against those mounted infantry as we were talking before. But the big thing here is Minimoult. He has to go onto the map in order to get some hunts. And I believe the pressure from Warsword, especially from those Seminole, is going to be too much for him here. I'm not sure he's going to win that fight, especially with all of those reinforcements coming behind. Native duty has been called, I believe, on the side of Warsword as well. And that might be enough in order to clean all of Minimoult army. And at that point, his villagers are in danger. He's going to go idle again. And look at the amount of coin he is just stacking right there. Why is your TP line on coin?
Yes.
Why is your TP line on coin again?
Could you raise me up by another 20% when you get the chance?
20%? Okay, okay.
Chad is getting just asking a lot basically, but yeah. Yeah, I mean again, just minimal flooding, way too many resources. He's got ways to spend that, right? He's on 3 saloons and he could call the 625 coin big button from the church to get the dragoons. Obviously, it's not the unit you want, but it's the unit you can easily get with your macro right now, so it could be helpful, I guess. Yeah, Greek Revolution from... Who was that? Warsword again? Yeah, I mean, that's so many units on the field for Warsword.
Yeah, but wait, because there is going to be a big pop here with the Seminole Archer. There is nothing against those Hussars, though. At that stage, they are taking a lot of damage. They are not focusing the correct unit. They shouldn't be focusing on the Minutemen, but either on those Owl-Hoots or maybe those Seminole Archer. Looking like a pretty good fight, actually, for Red right there. He's going to be able, likely, to clean that all up. The big question is going to be the economies. How are the economies going to fare after this fight? We can see the Owl-Hoots. They are doing fantastic job right here. The Magyar Hussar is going to come very, very soon. I believe he was called as well. That's still way too many Hussars. Those Hussars, there is nothing that couldn't have them. I don't think there is an out for Minimoult, but maybe I'm mistaken right there. We'll see.
Yeah, it's really close.
Cowboys.
Minimoult finally managed to spend his resources quite a bit, and we'll see that like he was way closer, but I mean, it was again like really close. Like the batch of calf popped from his stable. He popped 2 harsh. I think he was still flowing 1k coin. Like sadly didn't market trade to get more of them. Getting another batch, but you know, getting idle meanwhile. And if we have a look on Warsword POV, I'm pretty sure he's got like at least 5 more VLs. Yeah, 10 more VLs. Yeah,
10 more VLs. Yeah, it's gonna be GG.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be GG in a few minutes unless Minimoult can get a crazy pop. But on top of that, he has more big buttons than his opponent, so it's more like a 15 VL advantage almost at that point. That's gonna be a real issue. On top of all of the idle time in the TC right there.
Yeah, he's getting idle forever, and like he can't afford to like trade even. He has to crush a fight, and that's just really hard to do when you trickle 5 units at a time.
Yeah, especially when those units, you know what they are. Basically, it's gonna be Hussars, and we can see gunslingers. Sorry, not pistoleros. Gunslingers are being produced constantly. We have those Minutemen. There are those big buttons that are being pressed on a very regular basis. Nice raid right there. That might be the GG in a few seconds. Oh, these are just Minutemen, so they don't do a lot of damage to villagers. But I believe that's going to be 2 villagers. This settler she's not going to get out alive. This one not getting out alive as well. Wait. The Hussar, it changed focus, so that's going to be this one. He's taking a hit for the team. But here, the pistoleros, sorry, the gunslingers coming from the south. Yeah, I don't see how Minimoult can recover from this. Very nice opening by him, but sadly was not enough in order to completely crush Warsword right there. Very nice defense by Warsword, and very nice comeback, I would almost say. Oh, wait, big batch of cowboy? Big batch of cowboys?
Big batch, actually. The Seminoles, pretty good versus infantry overall. But yeah, Warsword get his own Seminole on the field, yeah.
Indeed. More Seminole on the field, and all of those Cowboys, sure they are going to deal with VSR, but it's not going to be before all of his Seminoles are going down, and now it's a lot more Seminoles that are just going to be able to rain down on those Cowboys. The Gunslingers are also doing a great job. More SR just coming in, pouring into that base. We can see no big button right there coming on either side. A Magyarostar soon for Minimoult, but I don't think that's going to be enough. He
Yeah,
cannot
look at the
send
score.
anything. The score, yeah.
It's on 18 years.
It's gonna be GG at that point. That was the batch. That was the chance here for Minimoult, but that's not gonna be enough. The march has been called, so that's gonna be the last Magyarosar right there coming in. Can he solo carry the game? That's gonna be the big question. He's going straight into the Gunslingers. Remember, those guys are musketeer basically. The Gunslingers here 3 times against cavalry. They destroy the Magyarosar, and this is the GG by Minimoult.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good first game. We had like similar builds, kinda. It just felt like it's probably just like miss macro from Minimoult. Yeah, and just taking damage more than he probably should have, and yeah.
So I can see that the volume is still low. I have been bumping it, guys, from 70 to 110. So yesterday he was on 70, now it's on 110. So I do not know why.
Source problem probably, because you can hear me fine on Discord, right? But on stream it sounds like I'm talking through my webcam mic.
Which is not possible because all of the sound is coming from the audio capture. Can you talk, please?
Yeah, sure. I can add a few more words.
So
yeah, very good game one.
Basically, on my end, we are pretty much on the same level. I'm gonna diminish myself by 3 decibels, which is a lot, guys, and we're gonna see if it's more balanced. Sorry if it wasn't the best on the first game, guys. Up. Home screen. There we go. Yeah, sorry if it wasn't the best on the first game, guys. Gonna try to fix that for the next one. So it has been a win for Warsword, sorry. A defeat on the side of Minimoult. We are gonna start with game 2. Game 2 is gonna be Ethiopia versus Brit. How do you feel about that one, Giggs?
Well, apparently it's a really close matchup. I'm not experienced at all with Ethiopia, but yeah, I mean, who's playing Ethiopia? Is it Warsword? Yeah.
Warsword, yeah.
He's probably got something better. Yeah, something. Yeah, I mean, better. Something in mind for that matchup. I really feel like you want precise build order to beat Brits. Otherwise, their eco and mass get out of control.
Indeed. While my game just crashed, which is always better in between the games than during the games, we're gonna have to wait for a little bit right there. I'm just gonna sneeze a big time, so I'm gonna mute myself and Giggs, keep it up.
Okay. But yeah, game number 2 incoming really soon. So basically, Warsword had to pick first because he won game 1, and Minimoult went for the counter pick with Bridge. Maybe they didn't feel confident playing Dodge, which I think is one of his main saves, and also a good no TP map save pick. So yeah, probably have something prepared for Ethiopia as well.
My question is, isn't Ethiopia rising in the meta in order to counter Brit on this map?
It's possible. I don't have an answer right now. But,
that's the big question I'm asking myself right now while I'm reloading my game. Sorry once again, guys, for that. Recorded games, and we are gonna jump into game 2. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard from a few of the top players, some tend to think this is Ethiopia favorite, but it seems really hard to play.
Okay. So we are gonna jump right in. Gigs, I'm gonna let you do the intro. Let's go.
Sure. Be happy if you could put back the stream on Discord whenever you can.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, welcome back, guys, for game number 2 in this play of 5 between Warsword and Minimoult. Score is currently 1-0 for Warsword in the USA mirror, and now we're gonna get Ethiopia for the blue player versus British on Painted Deserts. And yeah, really curious to see what Ethiopia does. I think they like have the tempo advantage and decide how they want to approach that, and kind of Brits has to react.
Indeed. Ethiopia is the one usually that Ethiopia is usually looking to go into some kind of a castle age in order to get the Sebastopol mortar, and there are very few answers outside of culverines that are efficient against the Sebastopol mortar that can come from Brit. So that's pretty much the game plan right there. Brits wants to go for their house boom. It takes a little bit of time, so you use all that time in order to go for while 25 coin and a few cows are being gathered right there. While you go for an FF timing and you try to smash them with the big cannon, basically. Guys, make sure to tell us if the sound is better. I did pretty much all I can. So if it's not as good, you tell me, guys. But our voice should be balanced right now. I shouldn't be above, he shouldn't be below. So yeah, make sure to keep us updated. We can see here Ethiopia going for the granary. He got quite a lot of yaks right there, which is pretty good on that map. It's really gonna help him. While we can see only 2 yaks on the side of Minimoult, so very nicely played. He has the fastest explorer, by the way, so quite normal. He might get yet another cow right here. So very nicely played. We can see it though. Already quite a lot of house. If I put myself in the view of Minimoult, we can see already an house down there, already an house up there, securing another car here. They are gonna consume that car. Very nicely played. So already Minimoult spreading himself on the map, assuming that his opponent is gonna go for that greedy timing, and that he can basically use that to freely go on the map and already start looking for outside resources instead of exhausting the safe hunt in the base.
Yeah, true. I like that he sent a few viewers to like pick up cows and stuff like that. You know, get a manner line of sight already. It's not so that he wants them for himself, but just wants to deny them from Ethiopia, which I think is more important for sure. Still, yeah, Warsword did a really good job at picking them up. He's got a huge lead on that part. So yeah, he's getting trickle quite a bit more influence, and you know, could get more resources out of it as well.
Well, we can see the Abun coming in order to help the Explorer with some healing, some Wololos right there. Very nicely played in order to keep him alive right there. Nicely played, because there is still no mine yet. How is it called already? Monastery on the silver mine in order to gather. So he's just going to help his Explorer right there, which is a really cool usage in the early game. Gonna get yet another treasure right there. So I would say edge 1 treasure wise and car wise really in favor of Warsword right there. But on the other side, Minimoult is going just fine and dandy into his big boom right there. We can see the market being thrown down. I wouldn't be surprised if he already got his gangsaw. Let's just see this villager. Yes, he already has his gangsaw. He's researching hunting dogs, putting manners right there. We can see if he put ourselves into his vision right there. A forward manor gonna give him a second villager. Likely the outpost is gonna come forward and he's gonna place a racks right there, forward racks, in order to put the pressure onto his opponent. Thanks to that coin right there, which is gonna sustain basically his first 2 batches of musketeers.
Yeah, could get steel traps with it. Depends what Unity goes for. But yeah, okay. Brit's going aggressive, and doesn't look like Ethiopia scouted it just yet. What do we have here? Church. So you went Jesuit.
Jesuits, yeah. Jesuits, which is basically the XP route, so it makes it so that you can get the Jesuit influence very fast, and then you send the palace. Yeah, there you go. Then you send the palace straight away, and with a few villagers onto coin right there. After that, you send 700 coin thanks to all that XP that is being generated, and this should be enough to basically get you to Castle Age, to Fortress Age, sorry, very, very fast. Quite safely, because you have all of that influence that can be used in order to produce conquistadors, which are an excellent unit once again. So we can see the first conquistador is gonna come out. It's gonna be able to snare or at least to help kill that explorer right here. And more are gonna come straight after. But already on the other side, we can see some longbows have been produced. The TC fire already onto the longbows. One longbow going down. Those longbows are not very long for this sword at this rate. Keeping the conquistador at bay, I really like seeing this. You do not need to commit your units at this point. Let the TC do the work right there. And yeah, very nicely played. Using the Abun in order to heal everyone right there. I really like this. A miss batch on the side of Minimoult. Look at this, a single musketeer, he missed the batch. That's crazy. That's gonna spell doom to basically that early pressure. And this is gonna mean that Warsword is gonna be in a very fine spot right there. We can see already the Abun healing all those conquistadors to full HP again. And behind this, 700 coin coming, and it's gonna be a night job very, very likely. He's already batching some boons from that first mountain monastery, but also from the second one right there. So he's gonna be very, very shortly onto basically what is 5 boons. So almost 8 villagers, I believe. They count as 1.5 villagers onto coin. I don't want to say anything crazy. Yes, pretty much. So very, very nicely played here by Warsword.
Yeah, something like that. It looks like he's playing more H2, kind of. I mean, he's making more even. He could, have saved the coin to H3 faster, I feel like. And, he's got some conquistadors that he can they can heal with the even, which is pretty good. Huge batch of 5. He could get it into that territory where, every single Brit batch is just straight up die to conquistador area of damage, and this is really good micro by Warsword, by the way, pulling the low HP one back.
Damn, he lost one conquistador. Such a noob, noob. No, I'm trolling, of course. I'm trolling.
Mask. I'll take that trade.
Oh yeah, every day. And very nicely played right there. And remember, guys, those conquistadors, they just have to go near a mountain monastery and they are going to be healed. You can also use the Urban in order to heal them up again even more. 6 HP, 0.5 from this. He is shipping more and more influence behind this. You can see here, token of influence have been sent as well as the coin. Is he going up? Yes, he's going up with the Portuguese, which is going to give him access to the cannoneer. It's going to give him also an arsenal for ranged cavalry caracal, while he has already 9 conquistadors on the field and more than enough influence to get more if he needs to. Even if I believe it's going to be, there you go, the tech for fast edge up that is going to be used right there. Look at that, he didn't even use a lot of his livestock, so he's going to have a ton of wood as he edges up. Really, I have to say, very nice stuff here coming on the side of Warsword. And on the other end, Minimoult, sure, he has a decent mana boom, but his military mass is very, very low, not ready for a Castle Age mass at all, and there is no sign of a SARS yet. Sure, 6 musketeers are gonna come, but is that gonna be enough? I'm really unsure. There you go, Fortress Age on the side of Warsword. Immediately, the veteran conquistador, they indeed do shadow tech, so he has 12 of them. He is at build limit, and behind this, already elite infantry, so very likely shuttle warriors are gonna come, and I wonder what he's gonna use that influence for right there. That's the big question to me. Yeah,
it's curious that he's going for shuttles. I mean, this is exactly what he needs to deal with musketeer longbow comp, but Sebastopol mortar could also really be a strong option, I feel like.
Yeah, I believe he wants to keep the mobility on the map, basically. He wants a snare. He believes the conquistador are going to be enough to just clean everything DPS-wise, and all he wants is an annoying snare at the front in order to make it so English cannot run, basically. I believe that's what it is. And yeah, there you go. You can see the Shuttle Warriors coming in. They are already the Conquistador. They are one-shotting anything they touch. And the Shuttle Warriors making sure the snare is in place. That yellow army is gonna go down quicker than I don't know what. You put the words that you want right there. The Shuttle Warriors just eating the longbows alive. The Conquistador focusing onto the Musketeers. I really like that micro right there. And very, very soon there is nothing to be left of that yellow army right there.
Yeah, I mean, good positioning for Warsword overall, and he's got just much better unit rates.
Indeed.
Veteran stuff, and they have the same mass, so yeah, I mean, even without controlling to the best of his abilities, then he's still gonna be totally okay here. And yeah, I mean, he's getting tons of XP from cleaning these Falks. Now he's mixing Neftanias, shipping more shuttle. He's got a solid mass of goons, and yeah, I feel like Ethiopia is just never gonna lose a fight from that point on. And next is gonna be the mortar probably, just to get some siege, and yeah, gonna be really tough for Brits to do anything.
Yeah, because the thing is, we might say, yeah, that's 42 villagers to only 25. But that will be ignoring that Ethiopia has access to livestock. There is Abuns as well, which are not counted into the villager count. And yeah, that's the GG coming in from Minimoult. G into the G, not gonna lie, very dominant performance by Warsword right there. Really amazing play with Ethiopia. I want to play Ethiopia. There you go. That's the TLDR. They look amazing. Look at that first fight. That Aben plus Conquistador micro right there. Going from more unit on the side of Minimoult to 0 while his opponents stay on 8. So very, very impressive right there. And as we said, military count wise, he had basically almost double the unit, Minimoult that is. He lost them all, while Warsword just kept his mass almost intact, which is quite amazing. We have Lionheart raiding with 107 viewers. Thank you, Lionheart. You just missed a quite impressive game, I have to say, from Warsword right there. Guys, if you are looking for an Ethiopia build order with some natives, say no more, guys. Just go there, look at this build order. It's absolutely crazy. I love it, and he absolutely crushed Minimoult. So very, very impressive stuff right there. Very impressive stuff. Yeah. Anything to add to that game, Geeks?
No, I mean, it was pretty clinical. If you're nitpicking stuff, then, you know, there are maybe a few things, like he missed his first Conquistador badge, but it did not matter at all, I guess. And yeah, I mean, it's just a nice display of Ethiopia potential on that kind of map with livestock, I think.
Indeed. Yeah, he got quite a lot of livestock as well. I'm gonna do the entire... there you go. The production stuff. Sorry, I forgot to update the score after the first game, so the score was wrong during the entire game right there. Guys, I have a good and a bad news. The bad news is we had a disconnect. Basically, the game 3 is not gonna be available for casting. That's the bad news. The good news is we still have 2 more games into that series. So it was Portuguese against Ottoman, so we are not going to see the most boring matchup in the entire game being played, and instead we are going to jump straight into game 4. That was also a victory by Warsword. So the question is, can Minimoult do a comeback? That's going to be the big question right there.
Yeah, wow, so yeah, I mean, not only 2-0, but straight from 3-0.
Straight to 3-0.
It's too bad. I think like there are dynamics to this Portuguese auto matchup on Baja California.
I agree.
But yeah, I guess we'll never know. Sadly, it is what it is sometimes with the recorded games, and yeah, as you mentioned, we're gonna go straight into game number 4.
I have to say, yeah, I have to say, yeah, USA Mirror might win for the most boring matchup, but Portuguese Ottoman, especially on Baja California, could have been a lot more interesting than it is on regular maps. Otto once again losing on Baja California against Portuguese. So we have seen that pattern quite a lot during those qualifiers. So Yeah, it seems that Portuguese is a better pick than Otto on Baja California at this point, or at least that's what the stats suggest. Guys, game 4. It's gonna be an Asian showdown. We have on the side of Warsword. Sorry, that's kind of a tongue twister, that one. Warsword is gonna play the almighty Japanese, while Minimoult is gonna play his signature Chinese. What's your opinion on this map? On this match? Gigs.
Well, no matter what I think about like the matchup in itself, I feel like Minimum definitely has to win that one because China is his best save, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
He's the one picking first, right? No, he got to counter pick because he picked Otto first on Baja California, right? So he went for the counter pick. It's a matchup that he knows. He's been playing that like a lot for the past 2 or 3 years. So yeah, definitely has to win this matchup. It used to be quite China favored, I feel, as in Japan didn't have many ways to prevent China from massing really strong units, and the Chinese cap was really tough for Japan to deal with overall. Nowadays, I'm not too sure how that matchup goes. I still think it's probably slightly China favored, but not maybe as hard as it used to be before.
Earlier that week, we saw Minimoult dominating with his Chinese against Japan on this exact map. So I wonder if we are going to see the same build and if we are going to see the same result for Minimoult right there. So let's jump in, guys. Let's go. And yeah, game 4. On the soft side, playing as the Japanese, we have Warsword, and on the north side, playing as the Chinese, we have Minimoult. A wood treasure for Minimoult right there, a wood treasure as well on the side of Warsword, so very equal start. We can also see here a food treasure right there, not gathered already, so very likely gonna gather both with this explorer right there. Already going for the TP here, going for the TP as well. On the side of the Japanese, Japanese starting with a TP instead of I believe that has become meta instead of the 2 shrines. Nowadays, you just open with a TP because you then follow up with a Torre Gate.
Okay, I mean TP start is interesting. I feel like the standardish thing is to just drop a market, get the food tech, mine a bit of coin, or get a coin treasure and then buy wood, and then you drop 2 shrines. But TP shrine might be a thing as well.
Indeed, while on the other
yeah,
side...
I mean, let's. Oh my god, I can't talk anymore. Let Japan cook. That's what I wanted to say.
Cooking it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Mountain Warrior.
I mean, so far, Warsword has been doing like some really cool builds. Like I really like the Jesuit one, for example.
To be fair,
let's probably get something in mind.
On this map, I really believe Mountain Warriors are one of the best cards that you can send because you have a lot of those big treasures on the sides. Mountain Warrior is gonna buff the resources that you get from all of those treasures, and we can see there are still plenty of treasures on the map. So I really like this card, especially on this map in particular. So really cool. While on the other side, we are gonna see T exports. I don't want to call Minimoult boring because honestly, that's the only option that you have as a Chinese. It's such a good card, and every other card is such bad cards to send in H1. So yeah, very classic, I would say, approach on the side of Minimoult. But you don't really have a choice, as the Chinese is going to secure here 75 coins, so quite a lot of coin, sorry for that fast movement, on the side of Minimoult, quite a lot of coin. He's going to go with the French for the 300 food, and he's going to look to edge up behind this. He got quite a lot of XP, so the food is going to arrive quite fast, as we can see here. Basically the fastest it can, so it's going to be quite a quick edge up on the side of the Chinese right there, which is always nice. You always want the fastest edge up you can, especially with a thief that is used to start edging at 310, for example. And here we might see basically a 3-minute click on the edge up, which once again is not something we are used to see. There you go, 3 minutes, he can click, boom, there you go, porcelain tower it is gonna be. So No Summer Palace. Instead, Porcelain Tower. That's already a deviation from his build yesterday, I believe. It was not yesterday, it was 2 days ago. So I believe that's already a deviation, but maybe I'm mistaken on that one. We will have to see. Warsword on his side. Torrigate, yeah, very expected.
Yeah, Target. Yeah, it has to be expected when you start trading process Japan, especially in this meta. I don't even think Toshogu Shrine really helps you doing anything against China in general.
Yeah, usually you don't go for the Tushogu, because like Torrigate is such a massive boost. Getting 1.5 XP is such a broken bonus in the early game. Already the Divine Strike right there is gonna get... Look at this. 90 wood, okay? He's not gonna get 90 wood, guys. He's gonna get 135. Oh, 180! Sorry, it's double! Holy
That's
moly!
huge. Oh,
That's
shit.
insane. Yeah. We have to keep it PG, guys, but trust me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't want it
Overreaction.
to. And also, he got quite a lot of XP from those shipments at the north. So look at his XP curve already. He has 2 shipments ready. He's gonna be able to click twice, and we can see already 5 Shrine Wagon, Diplomatic Intrigue, Warsword, is really feeling it right now. While on the other side, we already have the 7 Step Riders coming in. So it's gonna be a calf semi FF on the side of Minimoult. So very different from what we saw yesterday. Probably because he didn't saw forward base right there, so he's not
I don't
going.
know.
So he's not going from the same strategy, but I really like it.
Actually, I don't. I'm pretty sure Japan's training Ashes right now, no?
Easy already. Yeah, look, the
when you go for that build, then you go, you train Ashes, you go for a semi, and you just get the bank with the export.
Look, the batch barely started. Is that gonna be too late, basically, to save the trading post? There is a single Ronin right there that is gonna try to karate those guys. Look at the damage he's doing. Holy damn! The Divine Strike on the back. Go on, boy. Ding! Look at that backflip right there. He's gonna kill all of them almost single-handedly. Another Divine Strike. He already killed 2. A third one is gonna go down, and the Ashi are coming to save the day. Nah, no need.
Yeah.
No need.
I mean,
What a
I
giga
used to like
shot.
this steppy semi when Japan would actually, grid more with shrines on the map, but here, I mean, yeah, you just get the samurai and with your 2 explorer, and then the Ashi showed up, and as long as you didn't spread out your shrines too much, then none of them go down, and it just feels like a wasted shipment from China overall. He couldn't accomplish as much as he wanted to probably with them.
Maybe, but he's already clicking to H3. So maybe that at least bought a little bit of time for him. Maybe it forced a batch of Ashes, even if I'm quite sure Warsword was gonna make Ashes anyway, because when you play Japan, are you really playing Japan if you don't press the Ashi button constantly? Like, is that truly the way to play Japan? To not select your barracks every 20 seconds and click for 5 Ashes. I believe you are not playing. You are not playing Japan properly if you don't do that. Trolling, obviously, guys.
Maybe.
But hey, we can see already a mass of Ashes. The Shogun is gonna come, and that's gonna be a nice little timing here on the side of Warsword. But already on the other side, we have the confusion stuff, or is it called already? Confusion Academy, sorry. So we can see already the Discipline Arquebusiers are on the map, and they are going to be able to push back any Ashi coming their way and coming the way of China right there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, can we go back on Japan POV for a second? I feel like his shipment curve has been completely insane.
Oh, yeah.
Killing a few units, shrines, even the bank gave like 220 XP or something when being built.
225.
And that's like it's like his 5th H2 shipment. So yeah, I mean, doesn't have the greatest eco, sure, but like he's still able to get so many units, and now he's gonna get a decent batch of Nagi, I think. Yeah, 3. Yeah, he's playing H2, so I guess ideally he wants Minimoult to think that is aging so that he could potentially, trap a Chinese army when it's not out of control just yet, and punish China. But smartly he splits his Ashi to deal with the cav. So from Chinese perspective, it looks like Japan did not train many more units since the last time they saw each other. And could bait China into pushing mid-map, which is currently what is happening. And if we get like 7 or 8 Nagis with Daimyo plus that massive Ashi, could go wrong quickly for China there.
Indeed, indeed. And while you said he doesn't have the best eco, it's already quite a formidable eco right there. And you can see both of the mass coming in, but already redcoats are on the field. And redcoats plus Shengdaos, they are going to make very quick work of those Naginatas. Naginatas are not being supported by the Ashigaros right now. The Ashigaros finally joining the fight, but already no Naginatas on the field anymore almost. And we can see the redcoat just doing fantastic job against those Naginatas right there. The arquebusiers trying to focus the Ashigaros, but Ashigaros just move forward. They have so much damage. Oh, wait. The Daimyo is super low. Daimyo is going down, and that's big. That means no reinforcing batch right there. And those arquebusiers plus the redcoat should be able to clean that big 21 Ashigaru mass, especially with a reinforcing batch of arquebusiers at the back.
Yeah, that was just not a great engagement for Japan there. I feel like, he showed his Nagis, and once the surprise effect is gone, then Minimoult is not gonna get surprised anymore, and he felt like he had to engage and snare stuff. Unfortunately, he deleted 5 Nagis before the Ashes could catch up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like this should have been at least an even fight for Japan, if not better. But yeah, just a bad engagement in general, and which is fantastic for China, right? They got rid of the cav mass and they get XP from fighting, which is also nice for them because they can send stronger shipments in the back of it.
They got rid
and
of the
they
Shogun.
know Japan is stuck in H2, which is also really nice.
Yeah, and getting rid of the Shogun as well, which means Japan might not have a stable at all. Japan had to actually invest into a stable right there, so it's minus 15% on the entire mass for basically the rest of the H2 right there, plus losing what is a military building. So it's really insane losing the Shogun right there. Very, very nicely played. And as you said, that XP is going to go straight into more disciplined arquebusiers, while Warsword, sure, he had crazy XP.
Also this popped, and China is going to send Venture anytime soon. And then he's big tuning.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, we're gonna have to see Warsword shipment curve is slowly but very surely flattening. So the big spike is not there anymore. And as you said, look what is coming. The Manchus, Manchuria cavalry archers are coming. We also have the first flying crow slowly running forward. And once that shipment come in, that's it. That's China Death Ball right there in a nutshell for you. Coming your way, coming downtown for you. So yeah, that's gonna be super tough at this point for Warsword. On top of that, look, he has to send the Cherry Orchard because his Cherry Orchard is finally running down. So while on one side we're gonna have Manchu, on the other side we have Cherry Orchards. Let me tell you, I want to be on the side of Manchus. That's all I have to say. So yeah, that's gonna be a huge timing here for Minimoult. The only thing I was gonna say, he need anti-cav, but I am so dumb. He has Manchus, so yeah, he has basically everything right there.
It's not enough to block. Yeah, 6 more redcoats incoming as well.
Oh, damn.
So he can just melee his infantry and let the Manchu DPS and yeah, I mean there's a lot of ashes, but I don't see that going well at all for Japan.
No. There are way too many arquebusiers. On top of that, the Flying Crow, sure, at this age, it is not doing the full damage. It is still nerfed, but it's going to apply, constant pressure on that mass of ashes. So Warsword has to go back. And at this point, unless Minimoult massively froze this game, I don't really see a comeback from Warsword. Does he have a lot of shipment yet? He does have the Yumi archers. He does have Ashigaru's musketeer attack, but I don't think any of those shipment can actually swing this. You know, like that's just way too much. Because one of the things is when you are playing against Storygate, you have to be careful not to give too much XP to your opponent because that can snowball really, really fast. Nice bait right there of the regulars. They are just going to go down to regular arquebusiers right there. The Naginatas are trying to come from the flank. We can see here the Flying Crow just shooting. The Ashigarus, they are trying to move forward. The Naginatas on the side being intercepted
shit,
right
what a
there.
volley.
Oh, damn. Yeah, everything, like, it's just massively going in favor of Red right now. All of the Naginatas are down. They got completely intercepted by the Redcoats and the Manchus. And meanwhile, the arquebusiers, they keep shooting onto that mass of Ashigarus. Sure, the spread formation is limiting the damage from the Flying Crow, but the Flying Crow has been shooting constantly. And now it's going to be able to start sieging that racks right there and make sure that the constant spam of Ashigarus is at least divided by 2. Which would be a great way to secure the win right there for Minimoult.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to just ashi it out, which is probably his best bet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think starting to mass Yumis would do anything, but yeah. We mentioned I don't see him winning a fight ever, although maybe if Minimoult disconnect, maybe, and delete all his arquebusiers, he would have a chance, but yeah. Just too tough for Japan at this point.
Indeed, and behind this we have the Bayan army that is gonna come for another extra big pop right there on the Chinese side. Minimoult not training villager, by the way. He's completely all in at that point, but he doesn't care. The Flying Crow has been raining fire down onto that track. That track fell down. The consulate is gonna go down. And that mass of disciplined arquebusiers, still 16 of them on the field, ready to shoot. The second Flying Crow slowly coming in, and behind this is the danger. The Bayang army is coming with some reinforcement right there. He just needs to not basically sacrifice all of his arquebusiers under a TC against some Ashigarus, and he should be fine and win this game.
Yeah, he won't. Minimoult usually has good unit control, and oh my god, this Cav mass. They're not the strongest units, sure, but the sheer mass is, yeah, just enough to push Warsword into a resign there. It's solid game from Minimoult considering how poor his H2 was, you know, with the Step Rider. Just dying and not accomplishing much, but looks like he managed to come back and like took a good trade versus the H2 play from Warsword early on, and then, you know, China deathball stuff.
Yeah, despite you can see a 2 shipment advantage for quite a while here on the side of Japan, but just more H3 shipment, of course. So more better shipment basically, and we can see the unit population going slowly but very surely in favor of Minimoult. And at the end, like H3 army versus H2, boom. There you go. That's the way it goes. So quite a nice game right there. How long do we have? Yes. So people of the next series, I'm just gonna message them. It's Lucas versus Grogu. Last game of previous. Up. My bad. Yes, I am such a bad producer. There you go. I'm sweet. Last game of previous series. Okay, so player score 4 on the side of Warsword. Up. Sorry, not 4 actually. 3-1. Warsword defeat for player 1, victory for player 2. At this point, Minimoult undefeated on his Chinese. Like, that man is a force to be reckoned with on those Chinese. All there is to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's his main save. Yeah, he definitely played that okay. Yeah, and they had to win it for his team and his own confidence, right? Because when you're down 3-0, then, you know, if you lose your composure, then you could quickly get 5-0, and yeah, definitely not what you want in this format. So, you know, getting a dub with your main save like that when you're behind could give him momentum to try and grab a second game, which is actually huge.
Indeed, and the last game, we are ready to go in there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Sorry, I didn't show the matchup before the game. It's gonna be Minimoult, Warsword playing as Sweden. Sorry, on this map, the map is gonna be Courtyard, and on the south side we have Minimoult that is gonna play the French. So Minimoult being at the moment behind in the series, 1 to 3. Warsword with the 3, of course, the 3 games. Very nice map here for French because they are extremely good native in general. So here we got House of Oldenburg, which is not the best to be fair, but usually, there you go, we have the House of Vaza, which is by far one of the best native that you can secure, especially for those winged hussars. So are we gonna see some native strategy on the side of Minimoult or not? On the other side we have Sweden. So Sweden quite nice for them because this map, because the mines are really on the side. There are no mines in the middle of the map, as you can see, because it's a giant lake. So if your opponent wants to push into you, they cannot push into you and at the same time destroy your mines, your top mine, because your top mine are gonna be on the side. So it's either he goes for your eco or he goes for your base, but he cannot do both at once, which is really, really interesting right there for Sweden. So I think it's a really nice pick on this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that common. I feel like Sweden is considered by most to be like a very bottom tier save, but yeah, expensive Natch being the name of
Yes!
deck.
Yes! Natives! Yes! There you go. So I'm excited, mate. I'm excited. Come on. I have been asking for natives on this map and on the first map that we saw, Balkans. I think they're amazing, especially with French. That one, as I said, the Polish hussars right there are absolutely crazy with France, because you can do this, which is 15%, this, which is 10%, and this, which is also 15%. And on top of that, you could add the cavalry upgrades that you have in H2 as France, which means that you could have winged hussars with basically plus 55% HP, which is absolutely crazy. He's gonna have a team and cavalry attack, which is gonna work onto those winged hussars as well. So they're gonna have plus 55% attack, but only quote unquote plus 40% HP, which is nuts. Let's be real. So he's going into 12-10, which to me suppose that he's not gonna go for ancient regime before reaching H2. Instead, he's gonna use ancient regime while he transitions to H3. And we might see an FF here coming on the side of Minimoult, maybe 5SR and then FF, which really wouldn't surprise me at all for French right there. While on the side of Warsword, we gonna have a quartermaster, governor edge up. Sorry, they don't have access to the quartermaster. Yeah. Sweden doesn't. And very standard deck, I suppose. Yeah, very standard. We can see just the march of the Acapellites. Rather Carolian oriented deck, by the way. We can see here with this card in particular. But no, that's only it. So no, the Carolians are just here for good measure. It's gonna be Acapellites all the way. This is for the range, this is for the attack. He has the attack right there. So very Acapellite centric deck right here. It just doesn't have the card for the trample, which is super good, by the way. And I really like the light gun carriages right there. One of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. Very underrated. This one, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, for sure, it's a good card. Want to go for cannons and cheap cannons and good cannons because they are upgraded to H4. Looks like Minimoult is going for the tops from Vasa. I guess he was floating a lot of wood for that. Second trading post as well, so maybe stagecoach and tops. That's quite greedy though.
He's not going yet for the Hanseatic League. He is keeping the wood for it though. We can see, has he clicked? No, he doesn't. He didn't click yet. He's gonna send the wood first here. Quite interesting that he sends the wood first, and then he's gonna send the 4 CDBs. So an house is gonna come, a church is gonna come down for more XP, which I really like. We are likely to see a market here, and maybe yet another. Yeah, there you go. Another trading post right there. And he could get the torps, and I believe that's what he's gonna do. Yeah, we can see the torps are gonna come. Is he gonna secure yet another house of Vaza right here? Maybe, I'm not sure. We can see the torps are coming. Likely to see native treaties if he wants to buy some space into H2. Otherwise, we might just see 700 coin in order to edge up, because we can see the eco balance here is very heavy on food. Extremely heavy on food, actually. Yeah, 700 coin. Oh, native treaty first. Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised. So native treaty first into 700 coin, very likely. He's gonna strain some royal arquebuses, which is gonna make for quite a good H2 push right there. Royal arquebuses, basically they are skirmishers with less range, but with a ton of HP. So quite effective in H2 as a self-sufficient skirmisher, I would almost say. So very interesting. There you go. We can see them right here. You see 15 range, but 150 HP and a lot of speed. So quite a good unit, to be fair. Just weak against cavalry, as always, with those units. But with that extra HP, they are a bit more resilient to, for example, those towers and all. So he's going to try to deny some of the eco from Warsword. We have been talking a lot about Minimoult, but Warsword, as you can see, he already has quite a lot of torps right there. He has 11 torps already, which is quite a lot. He got a very lucky spawn, to be fair, with 3 very close mine right there. A 4th mine is being secured, and I wouldn't be surprised if he expands on another one right here. And we can see March of the Acapelites is already coming. So 3 Acapelites is going to be able to train them in H2. And on top of that, they are going to be faster. Here we can see those Royal Arquebusiers. They are going to clash with Carolians. But remember, they are good in melee. They have bonus damage in melee. They have more HP. So they are not just going to crumble against those Carolians, even in melee, which is something that normal skirmisher would struggle with against Carolians right there. So you can see the mass keeping it strong. And that's the power of those Royal Arquebusiers right there, compared to normal skirmishers.
I don't know. I'm a bit curious to see where Warsword mass is at right now, because he had so much time to do whatever he wanted. So he really did a lot of torps, sure, but like 10 Carolians at 730, it seems a bit underwhelming for compared to like France, who went double nets, 2 TPs, stagecoach, facet torps, you know, and has the same unit count. That's it's a bit weird.
I mean, 13 torp. 13 torp is a lot. That's a lot of investment right there. On the side of Warsword, and I believe that's where most of his eco has went. He also went very greedy with Heisenberg Ironworks, so that's why his mass is not really big at that point. But let's not count him out, because like even if his mass is not quite big, on the other side we have basically what is a mass with no siege, so he's not going to be able to deal with the torp. The big thing is Warsword is going to have to invest into this H2 in order just to survive. While on the other side, we have Minimoult. Look at the amount of resources is actually floating. I would encourage to sell some of that wood and to edge up a lot faster. He's finally going to click the edge up. And after you edge up, one of the big strengths of native is that you only need 1 upgrade in order to upgrade 2 units. That's the big strength of natives in general. And on top of that, you have access to the winged hussars. Those guys are absolutely insane. I have no other words. They are absolutely insane. One of the base native unit. On top of that, we can see Royal Huntsmen are also gonna hit the field. They are basically extra gatherers that you can get when you have the House of Oldenburgs, which is right here. So really fine, but be ready, because this button is gonna be pressed and this button is gonna be pressed. And after that's the case, good freaking luck to all of that. That's all I'm gonna say. Minimoult, you can see, boom, is gonna jump, and already I'm pretty sure we're gonna see the Spanish, the winged hussars being produced. Instead, for now, we see veteran dragoons and veteran skirmisher plus 2 falconets. I'm quite surprised, I have to say. I was really waiting for those Wing the Souls, but that's not going to be the choice yet. I am pretty sure we are going to see them join the fight very, very soon.
Yeah, it's curious to go scam good when you went like heavy on nats, but
On
I
nats,
guess
yeah.
Royal Arquebuses are not that good, I guess, in H3. Wing Dussars definitely are, but you can't really train only that. So yeah, going for some scam goon cannons and just to be safe could be nice. However, he's quite mismacroed right now, and yeah, as a result, just a batch of 3 goons. It might be a bad trade for Minimoult there. Oh, the cannons is unprotected as well.
Yeah, especially with the cannons being a little bit unprotected. Nice villager pull right there. Make sure to protect the cannon. And those Dussars are going to go down. Yeah, CDB
Yeah,
best
I feel like
French
you should
unit.
have killed one for sure, but yeah, you know, just a couple of trees in the goal line and never know what can happen.
There you go. A priest is gonna come to heal that falconet that was being damaged right there. The trading post is gonna go down, so we are gonna see less of those winged Dussars. Basically, he's trying to train some royal arquebusiers. The big thing is at that point we can see more coin coming in at the back of this. I really dislike that unless he's going into a fast stage up, but I don't think that's the case. The big thing is he hasn't truly invested into native. What do I mean by that? He went into native treaty, sure, but he doesn't have native warrior combat or Team French auxiliary combat. So natives are not buffed at that point. So going for normal units is pretty fine. Once again, even if in order to get those goons and in order to get the skirmisher, he had to invest into 2 more production building, which I think is a mistake, to be fair. It's quite expensive, while you could just produce natives and pay a lot less wood. But let's see where this game is going. Warsword, he went into H3 behind all of this, and we can see now that the Acapelids, they are starting to reign supreme on the map with their superior melee attack. They are trying to deal with that goon mass right there. At the moment, it's a very, very even trade, but holy damn, that's a reinforcement right there. Yeah, this is excellent for Sweden.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Sweden wants, right? Just mass unkillable amount of Acapelids, and yeah, for France it's going to be tough to match that. I mean, he's got a strong eco, but so does Sweden. I'm pretty sure he's got 200 pop of tops now with Ironworks on them as well.
With Ironworks, no blueberries yet, but I'm not even sure we are going to see blueberries. And
just the Shake 2020 special there, and you know, for France needs I mean, they need a lot of stuff basically, but yeah, you want scum, you want goons, you want something to block, like maybe hubs. Take your goons, of course, get more range, and well, Sweden can just go full Acapelids and run around the map forever, I think.
I really dislike those 2 falconets, by the way. I think they serve absolutely nothing at that stage of the game. You want to keep your mobility. Usually when you play French, those falconets are really kept as a way to basically end the game. And right there you can see, look, what do they achieve here versus that mass of Acapelids? And the answer is absolutely nothing. That's it. They are destroyed, and the Acapelids are just gonna reign supreme against the goons. They are just better goons. We can see 27 damage, 1 area of effect versus the 28 damage, but no area of effect. I believe they have more HP, they are faster, they are prettier, they are stronger, they are just a better unit basically. And we can see more and more Acapelids coming. On top of that, the eco is way in favor of Warsword. We can see the aunts of the French being pressured. Sure, the CDB is the best of the French unit, but I don't think it can match against the might of the Acapelids right there, especially if they go melee. They absolutely decimate. Quite a nice pop of goons right there, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Look at the amount of Acapelids right there. Boom! Just smashing into those goons. And you need to be very careful not to go in between your buildings as French right there, because if you do, your goons are gonna basically squash together, and you could see those Acapelids just randomly killing 5 goons in one volley. Look at the damage on those 3 goons that were in the front right there, quite packed. Sure, it's gonna be a cleanup, but how many CDBs went down? How much idle time right there? I really don't think this is worth for France.
No, it's for sure it's not, because Sweden can just batch 10 Acapelids at this point, and well, if France has to start using wheels and blading wheels to hold fights, then I'm afraid it's going to be more of the same, but getting worse and worse for France. Yeah, he was on 35 fails before before that fight. Now he's on 27.
Indeed.
Yeah, just looking rough for him.
Indeed, and it's just gonna go worse from now. I have to say, I was very excited by the native play of Minimoult, but it's like, at the moment it is supposed to be the strongest, so when you finally unlock those bad boys and you can get the upgrades, he decided to go normal, which is exactly what you don't want to do. You want to produce more natives, you want to invest into those guards, and he didn't.
Which nets would you train to counter hack abilities? You can't go into cells, and
This?
royal activities are just not that good.
These Swedish skirmishers, they deal with that. They kill those, actually. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's the allies. They will do perfectly fine versus all of this. You would have to squeeze a few goons in there, or you could even go with Ancient Regime, and then you have excellent unit against this, and against any melee cap. So yeah, I'm quite surprised, to be fair. Goons on Goon action, but once again, I cap it's better.
More hack abilities. You know, another 2 wheels going down. Oh, okay. GG.
G into the G. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Well
Yeah,
played.
I don't think you can let Sweden get to that point. And yeah, as you mentioned, cannons first, as France just always feels bad. Yeah, I feel like you want to get the mass before you decide to ship cannons, but maybe he was expecting a tiny H2 from Sweden. So yeah.
Look at that! Look at that curvature. You know, it's like we are talking about something else. But look at that spike of resources towards the end right there. Just insane on the side of Sweden.
I mean, France gets like higher and better eco overall, just because, you know, they ship 4 wheels space off instantly, stagecoach space off instantly, Torps as well. But you know, Sweden, when they get 200 pop Torps and in the Angles build Ironworks, then you know they catch up eventually. And yeah, story of this game.
They just get rolling. So guys, I am a bit disappointed because we saw native, but they lost. Sag, that's a Sag day right there. Gibbs, thanks a lot for that series. I believe we are gonna jump into the next series. Oh, sorry. It looks like my entire thing
Yeah,
was messed
we're
up.
quite ahead on time. I don't think players are ready just yet. We're like 40 minutes ahead.
Oh
so.
yeah, indeed we are, and it was France on the other side. Yeah, French. There you go, and it was a victory on the side of Warsword. Quite a decisive play, I have to say, overall by Warsword. Very nicely played. 4-1. Just minimal Chinese, still undefeated right there, but very nicely played overall, just by Warsword. That's all. All I have to say.
Impressive. There was a lot of uncertainty with that guy because he had some great tournament results in the past, like 2021 King of the Old World, went semi-final in like a very stacked tournament, and basically came out of nowhere. Like he wasn't really known to most players. I guess he was known towards like the Chinese community, but not really in like Europe or NA, and like surprised a lot. And yeah, it's tough to say. It was tough to say how active he was, but like I feel like when this guy's in shape, then he's like a really strong player. So like 4-1 is rough for Mini, but at the same time, I'm not exactly surprised by the result.
Yeah, me neither. And yeah, we are gonna get ready to jump into the next series. Let me contact the player real quick.
I already tagged him, and
yeah.
I think we'll have to wait for the scheduled time.
I think as well. If we have to wait, guys. So like you have to outcommit to Skirm Musk and then swing guys take into Slavolax Jaeger. Yeah, that I would agree. That I agree with. Emu has fancy stuff. Yeah. I see how it can be tough for France because you don't have a lot of tools to really put a ton of pressure on Sweden early on. Maybe one way I could see is actually going into like on this game, what he could have done is try to invest into a bit less trading posts and stuff into the early game. Instead, go for like not a badge, but for example, send 8 pikemen just to siege the torps, and from there you can use your Vaza units in order to deal with the few Caroleans, and you have the pikemen in order to siege the torp, and at least you can slow down the economic growth of Sweden. But yeah, that's not what it did, so we never know if that could work, but maybe that could be a way. I believe France has access to 8 pikes. I'm not smoking anything crazy right there, right?
I mean, they have 8 bows. I don't know about 8
No,
pikes.
no, they don't have 8 packs. Okay, my bad. They don't have 8 packs. That I wasn't sure. So no, they don't have 8 packs. So yeah, I really don't know what they can do then.
Yeah, it's tough map for France. I mean, it's a good map for France, but like you can't control both sides. It's tough, and ideally you want to control the one where you have your stagecoach on. And like I feel like Sweden can get away with like quite some greed. So I mean, that has us suggesting to play H2 France like Muscat's timing or something, which
yeah.
It's probably like a good way to deal with Sweden. If they go Carolean leather cannons, you can use Muscat's around before they get the critical mass, and then probably follow up with an H-up behind that for Sweden to H2, I guess. But
yeah, but even
yeah,
then,
not sure about the best way to play on that map specifically for sure.
Even then, if Sweden is not completely handicapped, I would say they can just make a little bit less torp. They send the 2 lever cannons, they send the lever cannon plus artillery foundry, and at that point you are fighting 5 lever cannons and 20 Caroleans. How are you gonna reach those lever cannons? You see what I mean? Like, to me, it's really tough as France. You don't have the explosive, the explosive patterns are not on your side, I would say. You don't have enough to basically kill Sweden early on. Maybe a calf semi and then going into a fortress edge timing, but even then I don't really see if Sweden scouts properly, they would have an answer to that as well, so I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much agree with you. I feel like Sweden has to mirror what France does, and I think they can do what better. France does, but slightly better.
Yeah. So yeah.
Rough one. Well, I think we can like turn on the overlay and be back when players are ready.
So wait, because Lucas just said he's ready. Let's just send a message to Alva.
I'm pretty sure he's working at that time. He's from South America. That's why he scheduled at like 18 GMT.
Yeah. I'm just gonna ask the question, guys. If we don't have an answer in the next 3 minutes, we are gonna go offline, and we are gonna come back at basically in 30 minutes, basically, for the next series. In case Alvaro Star cannot join us. So yeah. If that's the case, guys, get ready in 30 minutes. Make sure to eat, to drink, to get everything well done. Take your shower, do your dishes and stuff while we're not here, and prepare a good beer for the next series.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Important.
Always stay hydrated. It's really important. Yeah, no answer yet. So guys, we are just gonna go offline, and we are gonna go online again in 30 minutes for the next series. Hope you enjoyed that builder, not that builder, that series.
Should I just don't want to leave the overlay on for like the next 20 minutes?
I don't think so, because our boy Josh wants his stats. So if anyone goes offline during the overlay, it might be a little bit too long. BRB Bath. Yeah, exactly. 20-minute overlay, Josh would have enough attack. So, guys, coming back in a bit less than 30 minutes. Make sure to be there, and see ya, guys.
Alright, see ya.
Need to take trades here, and he's taken really good trades. The Kanye are now pushing in, and is this the time? Ungers needs to get onto the attack dance. I mean, he has 70 fills. He's so far at an eco. Put some fills on the attack dance, and this will be even better. He's not switching. He's on XP. The cab is going down. It's getting melted by the buildings here. The longbows are still standing and doing damage.
Does he have enough steam though?
There's not enough
running out.
though. Yeah.
Eaton Bowman, 1.5 fire rate once again, coming up, Trump being king here, and just even though
Drag boxing the Naginatas forward, the Coyotes are trying to move, and the Atoman, he drag boxed the wrong direction, and now the Atomans are getting snared by the. Oh my
Nagis
goodness!
are shredding this right now, and it doesn't look like he's got.
11s.
I don't see any of the pikes. Where's the pikes on this fight? The Nagis are just cleaning this entire mass up. Coyotes are falling. You got the Ashes getting buffed by the Dynamo. They've got Ashy attacking. They're absolutely shredding everything here. Yumi don't even need to micro this at this point.
He's gonna have to sack off his Ruskies. He has to stop the melee here.
Yes.
I don't think he can continue keep microing. Well, he's gonna try, wait for reinforcements and try to make it to his blockhouses. The question is, how much damage will he gonna be taking? This is nice micro from Ungers, but you know, the Atontons just have to attack move here. And 1.5 fire rate, they do have staff animation. And the Tontons are absolutely insane. But he has drawn him into the double blockhouse. Now fighting under the double blockhouse. The question is it going to be
Muskets are a little
enough?
behind here. The Cossacks are now getting snared by the Pumas and the Coyotes. The Explorer is now in with the triple XP tech. Some warriors are mixing. The Atotan's doing absolutely insane amount of damage. He's on plus 36%. Look at him on the attack. That's plus 36%. And he's just
Coyotes on the Strelitz.
Blockhouses are actually doing decent damage here. The Coyotes are kind of going down. The Spears are now trying to move in towards the front, and it's actually a decent fight, I think, for Tabin.
Pretty good fight for Tabin, but you know, there's not very many Cossacks. He's letting a lot of these Coyotes and Pumas kind of shred his Strelitz a bit. Finally getting his Cossacks where they want to be on the Slingers, and gonna be cleaning up.
Here, the ESOCs are out of position. The Carolinians as well, and the ESOCs are gonna go up top. Oh, the tree carrying here. The tree is for Sweden, and there you go. We can see some damage here. The ESOCs, all the ESOCs are dead. That's quite a lot of mass. The ESOCs coming back from fair rate. Nah, va GG. Optimus, his mass is getting completely clean. With the ESOCs, that's gonna be a big snare right there, and there is no way those Carolinians are gonna come out alive.
Ladies should be able to swing this water fight. Yeah, it's so the micro here is so intense. Get in, get back in. Will the Yumi have the